So WINGBITS came out with a new announcement today. Are we still on this rocket ship to Mars? Or are we going to explode before we reach Uranus? Find out. Welcome back to another video. This one won't be too long. It's a big update came from WINGBITS. We haven't really heard much from them lately. We know that behind the scenes, I've been telling y'all, talking to these guys a little bit. They've been very busy. They've had the stations that y'all have been buying the mess out of and still buying. These stations have been online. I did a live earlier today. Was very well attended. Thank y'all for who attended my live. I do a live every Thursday, 7 p.m. But I mentioned how I'm still seeing sales go through for WINGBITS and WINGBITS/geodnet stations from HiFix. This is 2 months after these stations have gone on sale. Still going. So we know WINGBITS has been working behind the scenes. They got TGE possibly coming up soon, mainnet, everything they're getting in the works. Then they come out with a big announcement. So we're going to go over that in 1 minute. So I knew there was some kind of announcement that's going to be coming out. Again, I have people who ask me all the time. Y'all know I have been, for the people who are new, I'm the Grumpy Dad. And y'all stumbled across this channel. I'm sorry y'all lost your way. That's what I normally say. Compared to what some of these other extravagant YouTube channels have. Better production value, better sound, better video. But hey, I'm real. That's what people seem to like. Before y'all go any further, if y'all can just do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button down there, right about down there somewhere. Take a second. You know that pushes that up. YouTube likes to play the algorithm game, and hey, we got to play along with it sometimes. Don't hate the player, hate the game, hate YouTube. But we want to get WINGBITS information out, and the way this works is I have WINGBITS and stuff tagged in all my keywords and stuff, and the more y'all hit that thumbs up button, the more that pushes out the WINGBITS project, which helps out all of us. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. I just reached 25,000 subscribers. I thank each and every one of y'all. Make sure you hit the bell notification so that y'all know when these videos come out. Sometimes they are very time sensitive. But like I said, we knew at some point there'll be an announcement coming up soon with WINGBITS. We knew, hey, when you log into WINGBITS, it says right there in a big bright banner on top that tokenomics could fluctuate, change a little bit. Some rules and different things were going to change as this gets closer to TGE. We know we're getting closer to TGE. We don't have a date yet. We have a couple of things that we're waiting on. One thing is we know that we are waiting for geosigners. I did a video the other day. If you have not gone online yet, if you are eligible for a geosigner, meaning you have a DIY device, you do-it-yourself device that you built and that you put together for WINGBITS before August, I want to say it was 2nd or 3rd or something like that. If you go into the dashboard, it tells you if it needs your address for your shipping to ship your geosigner. If you've really been living on the rock and you have no idea, a geosigner is going to be a device with a GPS and a little encryption encoder on it to verify it's your device and it's in the GPS location that you put. It's really going to help out with spoofing. And while, yes, I have 14 devices that I'm going to have to go deal with, I don't care. Because if this gets rid of 10, 20% of the spoofers, it's going to help out rewards. I'm all for it. We know how much spoofing has killed other projects, including Helium. Hell, 4 years later, they're still fighting it. Ban list and everything else, they're still fighting it. Right now, they're about to wipe out a whole country of miners just to try to get rid of the spoofing. If WINGBITS can, it's going to be a little pain in the butt. I have 14 devices. That means I have to go out to 14 different locations. But if you have not put in your shipping address yet for that, you have to stop this video right now. The cutoff is like today or right now. So I don't mind you pausing this video. Go take care of that. It does not cost anything if you were before that cutoff period You sign in with your normal sign-in email. It's going to bring you to a store account, and it's not going to cost anything. You just got to put a shipping address in. It doesn't matter if you have stations in 3 or 4 different states or different host places. You can get each one signed and mailed to you, and then you can go and decimate them out, whatever you want to call them, disseminate them out as you can. That's what I'm doing. So I have stations across the United States. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to get done. So that was one thing announcement they came out with, is you have to go and get that shipping done. I've been announcing that for a while, been saying that for a while. I hope everybody got that done. So a little backstory is I have been with this WINGBITS project now for, I don't even know, I'm going to say last April. So what is that? 20 months, maybe 20 months. And they have just, when I tell you about, of all the projects I've been part of, one of the most professional groups that I've been involved in, very straightforward. They run a very straightforward Discord. Don't allow any games, no shenanigans. Can't bash other projects or anything like that. And they've been very straightforward on what some plans are. They're all doxed. The team's all doxed. They do AMAs. They show their video. They'll be their face. And they have no problem putting themselves in front of a camera. And they are straightforward. And sometimes they might even say things that maybe some people won't agree with, as far as some changes they've made in the past. But they're very straightforward. You don't have to worry about the shenanigans with them. So I have supported this project. And even though my disclaimer is they don't call me grumpy for a reason, my joke is that I could win $1 million lottery and I would not be happy, because I'd have to give Uncle Sam, who doesn't deserve a dime of it, half of it for taxes. So I wouldn't be happy. So I'm going to say that disclaimer first before I go any further, because I don't want nobody to take this and say Grumpy doesn't support WINGBITS. Look, I might be, at one time I was 100% on board with WINGBITS, 100% support of them. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Maybe now might only be 99.75%. So if that tells you anything, again, there's no project out there that I am 100% in love with. I can find something wrong with any project. I'm one person. I've had many people, and to be honest with you, not as many as I thought I would, but I think they're bracing for more. But when this announcement came out today, I saw the announcement first. I was really preparing myself. When I saw the announcement, I'd go into the general, and I thought the general chat would be a little more hyperactive, if that's the word you want to use, grumbling, disgruntled. You didn't really have too much of that. Now, I have been contacted by a few people behind the scenes. And again, nothing like outrageously PO'd, if that's the word to use. It's not like when WeatherXM did it. But let's go over the announcement first, and I'll kind of go over that. We'll go through each kind of section. And you know me, I'll give you all my 2 cents, because that's what y'all come here for. That's the most entertaining part of it, of this whole channel. So Robin, who's the front guy in charge of this. Again, Robin had said he would do an AMA with me. And one day, maybe now with this announcement coming out, or when the next announcement comes out, because there'll be another one coming out at some point, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But maybe this is time for me to bring some of the hard questions to him. But there's a part of me, all jokes aside, that I feel like my setup is not professional enough to give this project and this guy credit. And I am kind of nervous about that, just to be honest. Plus, another thing is, he's on the other side of the pond from me, meaning that when it's nighttime here, it's daytime there, and vice versa. So the timing is a little off too. Plus I know he's busy. But let's go over this announcement. He says, as they approach mainnet, which is a good thing, we want to provide more detailed information about how retroactive rewards will work for our community of testnet participants. Now, I'm going to remind everybody, some of this stuff was in the white paper. And when you signed into WINGBITS, there was a very bright yellow banner that went right across the front. And it says, rewards are subject to change as tokenomics are finalized. Current rewards are on testnet and will be reissued after mainnet launch. Now, there's been times where we didn't see some test rewards sometimes hit our DevNet, Solana wallets and stuff, and they kept saying over and over, they have a proper account of what each device is making, what each wallet that you have or a host has. Again, I love this this concept they have where in a wallet I can put my host stations and the percentage that me and that host agree on, and I can put that host's wallet in there with the percentage, and they're going to pay that person directly. I love that concept. Love it. I'll give them that. But they've been saying over and over, their tokenomics could change. Hey, they changed it one time before. There were 100,000 tokens for total supply. After voting, they reduced them down to 10,000. So it changed. Tokenomics can change, and they're probably going to likely change again. Just to give you all a hint, if you read between the lines on some of these announcements. But going back to this announcement, they want to be transparent. There will be additional changes to tokenomics before mainnet. Any adjustments we make will be applied retroactively, meaning we will recalculate all rewards based on these changes. These changes are intended to provide additional benefits and protections for our existing community. We will come out with more details on this in the coming weeks. So part of me wants to believe that I have kept saying in my videos previous to this that I believe some of this is coming from waiting on, well, let me rephrase that. We're waiting on mainnet. No, they waiting on mainnet, waiting for geosigners to show up. Because right now, when you look at how many wings that you are owed, believed to be owed, possibly going to be owed, testnet, whatever, that can change when geosigners come up. Because when they find out, let's be honest here, we're all grown adults here. Most of us, 99% probably are. There's people out there gaming. There's people out there, they just can't help it. They're the scum of the earth. They have to lie, cheat, steal, scam people. I can't stand scammers. And you probably got people who have stations nowhere close. Now, one thing I will say about this project, I know I'm getting a little off tangent here and I'm making this video longer than it should be, but y'all know this by now about me. You can't game it too much because perfect example is I sent the station of mine to Idaho. I set it up in my office, put everything in there, and then I tested, of course, before I send it in there. I got it hooked up for 20, 30 minutes, but it wouldn't register because it knows it's supposed to be in Idaho. So when you went to the TAR 1090 screen or to WINGBITS' coverage screen, the station's activated up in Idaho, but it's only picking up planes in the Louisiana area, which it shouldn't be doing that. So it didn't register those planes. So if you are going to game it, it has to be somewhat close. Now, I don't know what the distance is going to be between your station is set up at this, everything in New Orleans is 30 latitude, negative 90 longitude. How far off are you allowed to be with that GPS? I don't know. My point I'm trying to make is I'm glad they're taking care of this gaming stuff now, because that will reduce tokenomics also for what you're going to receive if you have a legit setup. Because if they had somebody who was gaming who was taken out of your hex, now you would think those tokens will be going to you now. You and whoever else might be sharing that hex. So I think that's a positive thing that we have to concentrate on. And I think that they want to see these geosigners set up before they start going to mainnet and have to pay you tokens that technically you might be getting more, or pay tokens to somebody who's been gaming this whole time. So I think that's one of their holdups of mainnet, which me personally, I speak for myself, not others, I don't have an issue with to a point. We'll get to that in a second. One thing that I was wondering about is the retroactive rewards. Those are the rewards you see now on your dashboard. What are you going to get today? Or when it goes to mainnet. Some projects we have seen in which have been a lot of pushback on is the ratio. Right now we're dealing with Soarchain. Soarchain right now is doing like a 1 to 0.65 or something like that ratio. And some people are not happy with that. Some of these also with Weather Examine, some of these other projects. So WINGBITS has decided to do a 1-to-1 ratio. So right now, if I'm looking on my screen, it says, this station made 600 wings today. I should be getting 600 wings at some point. We're going to get to that in a second. So if your dashboard shows it says on there 10,000 tokens before mainnet, then you should receive 10,000 tokens on mainnet. To a point. Here comes the fine print. Instead of distributing tokens in a lump sum, rewards will be spread out over a 12-month period. This approach avoids immediate token devaluation and stabilizes the market. Preventing a flood of tokens on day one ensures a healthier, more stable tokenomics for everyone. Gradual distribution also creates long-term engagement and sustainable incentives for ongoing community participation. I am all over the place on this one. I'll tell you, like I told somebody a little while ago, I have literally put in blood, sweat, tears, called in favors, and all kind of stuff to do the best stations I have. Setting these stations up in 100, 110, 120 degree days, dying, dehydrating, heat strokes, and everything else, on top of burning roofs because it was so hot. I think that 12 months is a bit much. That's just me. This is my own personal opinion. I'm talking to some people, they don't agree with that. But hey, that's just me. I'm allowed my opinion. I much rather, but I also, from the project health side of it, I do understand where they're coming from. I have over 400,000 tokens all time. Again, I've been with this project for 20 months. They can't give me all 400,000 tokens, because if I get mad at them, I want to dump them all. What's going to happen to the price? I can understand it to a point. I also look at it, and I hate to compare this project with other projects, but look at Grass. Grass dropped a buttload, gigantic load of tokens airdropped last month. That price is doing better than ever. So I guess you never know. You know, we also don't know right now if when WINGBITS goes to mainnet and they start distributing this token, is it going to be on CEX and that kind of stuff. You hope that this is the kind of project that when it goes mainnet, kind of like Grass and some of these other ones, it's already on some CEXs ready to go. I don't want it to be like Soarchain, some of these other ones that's kind of like, we're getting there. We're going to get to some CEXs. So we'll see what happens with that. But again, that's just I understand for the better of the project. And we're going to go into this next section here, and you understand also what a 12-month thing comes into. So moving on, daily payouts with bonuses. So you will be getting daily payouts during that 12-month period of your Testnet, DevNet tokens, whatever you want to call it. Tokens will be credited to the account daily, even if your station's offline. However, for each day your station's online during the 12 months, you'll receive a 1.2 multiplier on your retroactive rewards issued that day. That multiplier is designed to further long-standing community, whatever. So let me bust the calculator out, because I know I failed. Let's say, as of today, when you look at your all-time tokens, you have 100,000 tokens. 100,000 tokens. When you divide that by 365 days, which is one day for 12 months, for those who didn't, a joke, that's 273 tokens a day. So if for some reason your device is going offline, you're like, screw this project, I don't care, you will still get, to be fair, which I think this is awesome of them, because we know there are some other projects that will play shenanigans, but not this one. That's why I like this project so much. This is a straightforward project. You have to give it to them. They're even telling you, hey, we don't want to see you go. But if for some reason you move, something happens to your health, or you had a DIY station, that DIY station died, and you don't want to go spend a couple of $100 on a professional station, hey, we're still going to give you the tickets, the tokens we owe you. That's cool of them. You have to give them that credit. You're going to get 273.9726 tokens a day. Now, if your station's online for the previous 24 hours, instead of getting 273 tokens, it's been online, you're going to get 328 tokens per day. That's a difference of about, again, high school math fails me, but 50 tokens, give or take a few fingers, 50 tokens. Then 50 tokens times 30 days in a month, that's an extra 1,500 tokens by keeping it online. So you're not only getting, yes, it is broke down over 365 days, but you're keeping that station online, you're getting a bonus on top of that. So now, he has some other math here on his, You earn 3650 tokens prior to mainnet. You'll be getting 10 tokens per day over 12 months. But hey, depending on how long you build this project, you probably got more than 3,600 tokens. It matters how many stations you've had, how good of an area you placed it in. If you were a lone ranger by yourself, or if you were in the middle of Dallas, because I always use Dallas, because you put one up in Dallas, you're getting 4 tokens a day. Put one up in a remote area. I use in my videos. I'm not going to do it now to make this video shorter, but they have stations out there where they have one station in a remote area making more than my 14 are making a day. So I have plenty of videos out there about choosing the correct location for maximizing your rewards. You can check those out. But if you're going on, so if your station's online, you get the 1.2 bonus. If it's not, then you don't get the bonus, but you still get the 10 tokens. Again, I think that's awesome of them. So in summary, we carefully consider how to balance fairness, long-term health of the project, and keep up the Discord. So that is basically, as of right now, the changes that have been announced so far. And one last thing that I'm gonna tell you, I was caught off guard with, but for those of us who bought hexes at one time, the project was you paid for a hex that you wanted coverage in, something to that effect. It was like $20 per hex. People like me bought like 20 hexes, maybe more than that. I can't remember. This was early this year, late last year, something like that. And we had the choice of either getting a full refund, exact refund of whatever we were owed back right then and there, or you could choose to defer that and get like 1.25 back per hex in tokens. So me having that many, I took the 1.25 option. Now, I read the paper that I had to fill out, and reading between the lines, there's some people online who agree with this also. Is I don't remember them ever saying that also would be spread out within 12 months. But I actually call us all, I won't say liars, but misunderstood, and produced the form and put a form on the Discord that showed us when we filled it out, it said it would be spread out within 12 months. Listen, I'm telling you right now, I never saw that. But hey, it is what it is at this point. What you gonna do? There's a part of me that also feels that, okay, you want to spread out these beta, testnet, devnet tokens over 12 months. That's fine. But since we had faith in rolling that money into the token down the line, I think 12 months. I mean, if you bought one hex and it's $20, you can want this $20 spread over 12 months. You get what I'm saying? I think it could have been 3 months, 6 months. That's I'm probably a little more perturbed over that. And that's only a couple $100 for me, but probably a little more perturbed over that than I am with the full 12. But that's just me. But I know some people have been asking about what's going on with that refund, and how it's going to work out. But that's how it's going to work out. Is in addition to whatever you have in your DevNet wallet or whatever this number is, you will also be getting your split of your hexes, or what you pay for your hexes, over 12 months at that 1.25 rate. Now, everybody always thinks I got inside scoop. This is not inside scoop. I will not lie to y'all, and I will embarrass myself and say I have been trying to pry inside scoop out of these people. Even though they say support my channel and they're grateful that I've supported them for 20 months, they don't give me the inside scoop. But just from what we've gathered on the Discord and what we've kind of read in between the lines, and listen, there's times where we might be reading between the lines and doing the math, and 2 + 2 might be equal to 5 or 3, like this is Common Core math. But we know that they are looking or are discussing, because this has been announced in some AMAs and some previous things on their videos, and they got one coming up soon that I highly recommend. If you're serious about this project, serious about the rewards, you might want to attend it. But we do know that they're looking at tweaking a few things. And this is the feedback, honestly, I've been getting from some people. Not really this announcement, but they're still worried about what else may change. two things they're looking at is capping some of these really high project devices, helping some of these low ones. But what it was explained to me is, or I've read in the Discord, or that I've heard him say, is not really helping the person that, if somebody goes throws an antenna in their mom's basement, even if they're in a remote area, they're going to have a horrible station. But I guess they're going to figure out somehow, like, what's a poor station that should be doing better, maybe. I don't know exactly how that's going to work. Now, I am curious to see how that's going to go, and also capping some of these really high stations. And I am myself curious with that because, again, I've worked out some deals. I tell people how Grand Isle, Louisiana, which is literally the southernmost tip of Louisiana, I had a station set up that was literally 5 feet from the Gulf of Mexico, and I was able to capture all these hexes in the Gulf of Mexico that nobody else could. I had to work out a pretty good deal with somebody to get that done. Then he moved his fishing camp, and now I'm in the process of making an even crazier deal to get my station back, because right now it's a temporary antenna just down there that's not picking up hardly anything, but it's still online to keep it online, because you have to keep it online for so long with this geosigner thing. And I don't think that should be capped. So I still don't think they're trying to screw us. Please don't understand. Please don't take it that way. I want to make sure I explain it the right way. I think they're going to try to do it fair, to make it fair for everybody, and also what's best for the project. So that's one thing that me and some people that are in the project, not the project people itself, but people on my side that we're discussing. And another thing we know that they're trying to work on is trying to incentivize somehow people who live closer to the airports that can set up stations closer to the airports. Now, when I say close to the airports, I don't mean you living in the city with an airport. I'm talking about like you literally have a station one street over from the airport, because it is important for them to get data from airplanes, aircraft that are on the ground. Hey, how long are they waiting on the tarmac to take off? Hey, they landed, but how long are they waiting to roll up to a gate? Hey, how long are they delayed at a gate? Or how long is it taking them to go from the gate, but then now they're delayed waiting in line to take off? That is important data that they need, that their customers are looking for. I didn't realize that. They discussed that in one of the AMAs. The only way you're going to get that, majority of the time, is by somebody with a station that's like within a mile of that airport. Now, not to brag, but I do have one station that's on a 400-foot tower that can capture 10 or 15 planes moving around the ground at the New Orleans International Airport. But I also have two stations on top of buildings in Baton Rouge that's an eyesight of the Baton Rouge one that doesn't get ground airplane. Explain that one. So I don't know. I know they don't want to make it a case-by-case basis, so I don't know if they're going to make it a blanket, hey, everybody within 1 mile. Because like I said, if they would just look at my station, they would see that, hey, Grumpy's getting 20 airplanes while they're moving around on the ground in New Orleans International Airport. I don't know. But that is two things that we think are coming. But again, all this is supposed to be finalized. How long is it going to take for them to finalize it? I don't know. I don't know when the next announcement is going to be. They're still working all that out. But at least we know that these announcements coming in, and we see that stuff's being moved on. I know there is some discussion on how long it should take for people to get geosigners hooked up. Again, me and some people in the project were just discussing that. We don't think 90 days should be necessary. Yes, there could be some shipping delays depending on where you're at, where you live at, stuff like that. But really, 30, maybe 45 days should be the max, because the longer we wait, or the longer the waiting period is for geosigners to get hooked up, the longer it's going to be before mainnet comes, so they can see who's gaming and not gaming. At least that's what I think they're doing. But I don't think 30 days is out the box. And I have 14 stations. But I think if you put a poll on here that says, hey, we'll give you 30 days, and if you need longer at 30 days, open a ticket and explain why, I think people would go for that if they knew that it would let mainnet come sooner. Maybe 45 days. I just don't think you need 3 months. Don't think you need 3 months. Not everybody's got 14 stations like I do. Because not only do I have 14 stations for me, I also have stations, like I said, My sister's got 2 of them. I got friends with 2 or 3 of them that I told them, hey, set them up and I'll go help you out with it. Which in other words is going to be on me. You know, I got friends at work that sets them up that I got to go, that I help them. So either I'm going to have to go put theirs up. So I probably got close to at least give or take 20 that I'm going to have to make sure they get hooked up. That's not including getting them to host. I got a host right now that the device has been sitting in his living room in a package for a month, who can't get the time to go to the rental house that I've already set up the antenna. And that shows you how much, because he's not getting paid yet. Let's be honest. The host has no, you can tell them all you want that, hey, they're going to get paid soon and get paid soon. Just hasn't the incentive. People act like they're all excited. And then when you do the deal with them and you get it with them. So, so some of these hosts, how quick you think they're going to go out of their way to go plug in this geosonnar and make sure the GPS goes outside or the window, whatever the way it's going to be. We'll see. I know I'm making this video way too long, but I wanted to make sure we go over these announcements. The big thing is a lot of us didn't know is what was the ratio going to be if you only get 1-for-1. Hey, we know we're getting 1-for-1. Hey, now we know that this when you go to all, that all is going to be broken down into 12 months. You can take whatever you see as all, you should, and divided by 365 days. Now, one thing I'm questioning is, and I don't know, is I see one that says all. However, 3 of my stations have host wallets inside with different percentages. So is this what Grumpy's going to get, or is this the total amount of wings that all my stations got total before each owner got that cut? So I don't know how that's going to work, but hey, I'm sure WINGBITS will be watching this video and be quick to, because they always do. They're always quick. A certain somebody is quick on WINGBITS to hit me up on Discord right after this video airs to clear the air what I got wrong. But hey, I told you before, I'm not perfect, and if I'm wrong, I tell you I'm wrong. And if it's something that I'm really wrong on, I'll make a disclaimer in the comments and pin it, or in the description, let y'all know. But hey, I know this video went long. It's been a long night for me also, but I just think this announcement thing's a big thing. I will have, I can't really link it because it's on Discord. So if you're in this project, you should be in the Discord. How about that? For the people who have just purchased these devices from HiFix or some of the other websites, helium deploy and stuff like that, this really doesn't pertain to you because you haven't been making these beta tokens or these testnet tokens or anything like that. And last I want to say is just remember, WINGBITS is trying to make this a long-term thing. Yes, they want to take care of the people that got them this far, the people who helped them test all this stuff out, test rewards out, test the stations, the whole concept, led them to the route that they also need to do these professional stations from these people. Hey, if you still want a professional station, again, these things are still selling. I should tell you how big this project is. If you live in an area that does not have another station close to you, it's good for you. It'd be a good project for you. Financial advice, of course. If you live in an area like Dallas, in the middle of Dallas, where there's 20 stations around you, I got some other projects for you. How about that? So, but they're trying to do what's best for longevity, taking care of the people that helped them get this far, but also longevity for long term of the project. So remember all that. But sorry, this video went long, but I just want to make sure I explained it and kind of broke it down. Again, you can see the announcement on the Discord. Go check it out and see what it is. And I'll be back with another video when they make another announcement. Again, I'm telling you again, these tokenomics are going to change again to a point. The max supply is not going to change, but the way how some of these rewards are, we know, like I just said, there's probably going to be a little bit of, I hate to use the word finagling because that just sounds fishy, but there's going to be a little bit of adjustment. How about that? Between the highest stations and the lowest stations. And again, I see some type of incentivized thing coming out for people who live, say, within a mile of a major airport or something like that. If not incentivized, a little bit different tokenomic or reward scale. I like that word. We'll see about that. If y'all need anything, holler at me. Be a lot of videos going on. Bull market starting. We're in a lot of projects right now. I can't keep up. I've been doing videos. I think I did 3 videos last night, a live today. This video now, it's 5 videos. Use all my fingers. 3, 4, 5 videos in 24 hours. We got a lot going on. So see y'all in the next video.